Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Vicky, if you want to do roll call, please. Sure.
Gary, Ron, Eric, Cindy, and then our attorney. Before we go any further, would you like to say what's happening? Let's do it so we can get moving.
Stand up, Gary and Eric. Stand up. For this appreciation of your work that you put in on everything. Approval of minutes, March 4th, or March 5th, sorry, 2025. Everybody have time to look it over? Yep. Can I get a motion? Say motion. And March 19th, 2025. Everybody get a chance? I move we accept. Motion by Ron, accepted by Gary. Any changes or additions to the agenda? Oh, all in favor for approval of minutes of March 5th and March 19th? Aye. Now, any changes or additions to the agenda?
Under old business, I need to make an announcement about the budget.
Signal jammer. She got booted. What's up, you people? You get booted too?
Continuing circumstances and what's maybe gonna continue to happen now, I'm respectfully gonna request that my agenda items be quelled or tabled temporarily until we see how this new thing is gonna work out.
And I do want to let you know that I have called Sursa, and the lady was out this week, but she has a message to call me back immediately about the whole block and what's happening. So,
Fair enough.
So
I
I-
wasn't really concerned about that because I know y'all take care of that.
Yeah.
But the whole trash company thing, you know, like I had prepared quite an extensive presentation that I was prepared to get involved in, and I'm glad that preferably at this particular juncture, I'm not gonna have to. As long as things go like, yeah, I'm a man of my word. I said if certain things got done, I wouldn't push it, so I'm not gonna push it right now.
so when you're ready to be back on the agenda for this, let me know.
Absolutely.
Budget,
Okay. Our budget notice did run in the Ordway paper. We found it the other day. It was very fast. I am going to announce that we are going to set the meeting.
what day does that mean?
The 16th.
Yeah.
Again.
So we, ordinances,
Yes.
so it'll be the 16th?
Yes.
All right, whole business C, update on water. So we coordinated and planned after repairs, we flushed back to normal. Took our test this morning and on the football, so assuming that goes well, the full water order should be rescinded end of the week. Most of the week, it's supposed to only take 24 hours to get the results.
We may know tomorrow.
We may know tomorrow and as soon as we can.
And do they just call them next time?
They will email us the results and that way we'll get it as quick as possible.
And then we just need to send out a letter.
With him, with, John in the morning, and see if we can look at that a bit on the website.
Anybody else got anything with the water? I do want to say that you guys did a good job. All of you together.
And I think we did a good job getting all permits together, and that whole packet of paper, that was a lot of work.
It was a mess.
And that was actually Ron put that together and that really
Yeah.
helped, so.
Well, and I already told all the CPAC guys, thank you, because I appreciated them coming in and getting to know people at best,
Mhm.
because they kind of moved along.
And the highway got paid with today, so,
I saw
and they
that.
gave us some extra. Huh?
Well-
Geo's,
Well, they didn't get it, we paid for it.
Yeah. Dearly.
Here.
Okay.
All right, new business, Rob Snoop Jr.
So I've been asking about this for a while, but it's just now come to my attention that there were 3 checks in the amount of $396.20 for Derek. I'm really just concerned about whether this was like logged mileage or if this was just like an estimate of how much gas used.
There are keep driving gas. We was doing a lot for us before we bought the truck, before you were hired on. He brought in gas receipts and gave them to Vicky and to Donnie, and they wrote a check totaling the receipts.
This is before I started. Shows from 7/12/24 till 9/24/24.
And when were the checks written?
That's what I'm saying, from 7/12
It was
twenty
the-
Did you just
twenty-four,
check
register?
8/7/2024, and then 9/24.
Everything that he did, he had receipts.
Okay,
And
yeah,
one of
yeah.
those things, he was at Curry Automotive, and they would charge something, and you were somewhere.
I ended up paying for it out of my pocket.
And
Well,
we
these
did
just say gas.
We had a balance,
Yeah,
and so.
These just say gas.
they were for gas and mileage, he had receipts. And we as a board approved him at that time. It wasn't just me, it was everyone. Mr. Asbury is not online.
We
No.
did skip old business, I'll just say that.
He tabled it.
Oh, we did. Oh, okay, I'm sorry, I was, I bet that then.
You know, if they were going to try to get online.
She just gave me a note that says they want to be removed from the agenda.
We'll probably just table it, just let you can.
We'll just have to ask to be on the agenda again. Jeff Gordon,
Yeah, how you doing?
good.
So I just wanted to, we're getting pretty far with the school, the gym. So we had talked earlier about you guys using the gym room and paying for some insurance on that.
She is out of the office this week.
Okay, and I just, by the next meeting, if we can know, we're getting at a point where we need to have insurance on it, whether I pay for it or you pay for it, we gotta figure that out. So, and I don't, if you guys need time, we can do it our way and still the town can utilize the gym and, but it would just be through me that if I'm paying the bills, then I'll wanna collect, but, so that's still open if you guys want that, but I just need to know which way to go.
Can you kind of tell us what your plan, what
Well,
you envision?
What we had mentioned the first time was that the town could use the gym itself, not the gymnasium, not the basketball gym. You guys would be able to use that when you ask for it, if we plan something, then that would be fine. But we were planning on having that locked up so that it wouldn't get vandalized or damaged. If the town was gonna use it, that's fine, as long as somebody's there that's responsible to watch it over. But yeah, then there would be the gym in the front of the building that will have gym equipment that people could work out and use. And that was the plan there, and that would be a separately locked door that people could walk into that and not go into the rest of it. But the town is welcome to it. If our plan is to rent it out, if there's a graduation that's gonna happen in it, wedding, stuff like that, if people wanna use it, but the town could do the same, just let me know when they need it, and we work around that, set up a schedule. And as long as somebody's responsible, then I'm totally fine with it. We just didn't wanna leave it open for anybody to go in and out. So that is, obviously, I don't need an answer tonight, but I do wanna
I will
get
have
that
an
ball
answer for
rolling.
you.
And then, I just would like to see the town come up with some ways to start making money. I know we need to find out how to get this, audit done.
Well, I talked to Mark, he's the person that is kind of volunteered to help us. And I talked to his helper last week. And they are still looking, they're still digging, and they're trying to get our transfers from the IRS. We couldn't get them. They're trying everything to get them, and they're trying to get them. Once they get those transcripts from the IRS, it'll be easier to gather the years. But then they'll have to go to, hopefully. She hasn't called me back this week, so. I'm hoping that maybe by week, they'll have an answer for us. He does think that we qualify for the exemption for 17, 18, and 19. He's thinking those are the years that we would qualify because our income was so much lower than our expenses. He said after that, we are gonna have to piece together the years and we will have to, I think we only allow you to have 3 years at a time. and then we will have.
If you get those 3 years, then we would be.
We get those
eligible
3
for-
years, we can get some of our property tax back
Okay.
and start working on the next 3 years.
Okay.
So,
So that's my major concern is you know, I mean, you guys are doing a good job. I know you have a mess and it is what it is. But I think you're the last hope, because if it goes to the next council, I mean, it's gotta happen
starting at
now.
ground zero again.
Yeah, it's gotta happen now, and it's gotta get done. Otherwise, I'm sure the state would look at it at some point.
And we are in the middle of tax season and he is a CPA,
Oh,
so,
yeah, no,
you
I
know,
get it.
so I kind of expect it to kind of fall to the wayside for a while, but they are working on it because she did come, I think her name is Kathy or Karen. And she's called me a couple times, but they are working, trying to get that.
So then the other thing about tax would be, how do we get the town to put, sales tax on the board?
It has to go to the people.
Yes, it does.
So is that in the
And it's
regulars?
been on the ballot for the last 3 times. And it gets voted down every time. We need to do a better job of explaining to people why it's necessary.
Well, I mean, I'm just gonna say this, my business last year, we weren't even in business yet. And the town could have collected at least $200,000 of revenue, tax revenue. And that's all money that just passed through Crawley County. And we weren't even up and running yet. So, I mean, everything we do is going out of Crawley County. But, I mean, I based it here because even with the city sales tax, it would still be lower than Colorado Springs or anywhere else. So, and I'd love to see you guys put money rather than Colorado Springs.
That's over me.
So,
It would help
I
the
mean, at
town a
that
lot.
point, that's I guess my whole thing is I wanna,
A year from
It's not,
here.
no, we're not. I thought she was. There's not- there's county election this year.
Could we have a special election to put that on the ballot?
you could do it sooner. Special election. But then there's requirements.
Great. There goes our 3 frames a second. Out the window. Now what are we gonna do? There goes our 3 frames. Zippy. What's up, Hippie?
What's up?
And there's this guy. You people.
The hell is going on? Is it just the building she's in? Bad
Yeah.
internet? What?
It's the building. And it's where she's standing. I think,
Just a second. So are you saying that if you earmark the tax for the roads, then this could get moving faster, or is that just a?
I'm just saying that that would be a way to convince the voters to more accept the increase.
The explaining part, the miscommunication.
Well, and that's, I mean, so that's kind of where I'm at. We're building this new building to run the business out of. It's not annexed into the city yet. I'm open to that. I'm just offering free money. I just hope the town would accept it and
Yeah.
do something good with it. But we need to clean things up. We need to, for the time being, we had talked about the dog tags, the slow moving vehicle permits,
Yeah,
there's all kinds of little, it wouldn't add up to a lot, but I mean, at the end of the year, it would add up to a lot.
I have golf carts, chicken permits, and dog tags.
Yeah. And I think since you're working Fowler where they have all three of those things, I don't know a lot about it. I know that I would buy it. I would pay for a permit if that was the case. I know that there's nobody to enforce that, but if we get the ordinance in place, when things get better and we get tax and we get people that can, you know, to monitor it, then that's, it's already in place.
It would pay for itself.
And we are gonna do it.
And everybody that wants to drive a golf cart in town, if the sheriff drives through town, they would get pulled over and they'd get a ticket. If they have the permit and the city allows it, they're allowed to do it. So that would incentivize a lot of people that I know that like to drive their golf carts around to just pay for a permit. And it would give the town a little bit more money to
$30
use.
a year.
I've been seeing a lot of,
UTVs.
And I mean, I know that in the past it was frowned upon because, you know, they're worried about people speeding around there. I mean, the laws are still laws. If they're going over 25, they're breaking the law. So whether they have a permit or not, it's still there. But my opinion is people would actually, I know that there was at least 8 or 10 people that would buy it. And I'm sure there's a lot more.
Yeah.
But
Well,
it's,
and Vicky has set up a dog shop clinic. So hopefully we get one by their tax team.
Who has?
well, the dog,
April.
Take
So I'd like to say something about the tax thing. If the people in Sugar City don't want to pay a sales tax, they won't, because they're not gonna buy anything anyway. People that go to Lynette's go to Lynette's already. People that are gonna buy from him aren't gonna be the residents of Sugar City. For one, most of us are too old to really care what he has for a product, and secondly, his product's gonna be way too expensive for anybody to buy, so why can't you guys just pass the sales tax thing and be done with it?
Because it has to go to a
it's a
vote
vote
of
for the
people.
people.
We can't just pass it.
it has to get on.
I mean,
It has to
right
get
on
on.
that, people aren't gonna feel it.
No,
It's
no,
because
it's
they-
just gonna,
it's just gonna be a matter.
it will. It's just money that's gonna pass through and they get to keep them.
I mean, I didn't mean that to sound bad about your business, but nobody's gonna be able to buy your cars and look at this now. You know, they're not.
There are people that have home businesses that by law should be registered to pay sales tax. And they should be registered with the trade name with the Secretary of State. I mean, I have been for years. I've done that with my kids for years.
Well, I think the number one thing. If we had a sales tax. it just- So. Yeah, we're blessed with the flooring today. It's pretty much a lot of cleanup after that, so we're done with all the tough stuff. It's really good.
They're gonna have to walk, right?
Yeah. Jeff, also on your list, I have, what we talked about Anderson and Erie County, those maps for you. So
Okay,
you can see, like, if you want to get it, where you have to.
okay.
And then we talked about the business advisory committee and a water line committee. You know, we used to have a water committee, there was like 80 people on that water committee.
Well, so I talked to McQuistion today, and he said that he was still on the committee with, and the other, the ones that
Ashley
are,
Petty,
well, Ashley, him, and,
Or records.
not the one
I think
that
it's
has the
Clower.
pipeline.
Mark Bauer. He was on the water board too.
Okay, so, and he, I mean, we had a great talk, he was more than open to help, I think I would hope you guys could utilize that more. Every time there's a water issue, you could at least, it's just more people look at it and say, I mean, obviously, they don't get to do the vote, but they can say, we've seen this go wrong somewhere else.
Jim's opinion on most everything I do.
Yeah, well, that's great, I'm glad that, and I didn't really know that, I do think there should be a building advisory, zoning and building committee that can at least help the county.
I think so. Yeah. And ask.
Okay, well, that's great.
You haven't seen him at all, have you?
No, is that, who's the, yeah, I've seen him around, but not lately.
So I think we need to work on those two things together, those two committees. And see who wants to be on it, kind of, I really don't think we need as many people as we have on it. Because there's too
No.
many conflicting.
No, there just needs to be, in my opinion, since the water line affects everybody that's outside the town just as much as inside the town, there needs to be a couple people outside of town, a couple people inside town. And that way you can have an opinion from, the people that live in town might not see the problems that they have on the pipeline itself. So it would just be nice to have two sets of eyes to look at it.
Okay.
But,
So, I think that we'll have to post notice on the door that we're trying to get back together our water committee, water advisory board.
well, I guess you should see if it's even dissolved yet. It sounds like they thought they were
Pretty
still on.
much dissolved it because there was like all these people on it and they were all wanting their own thing and we kind of just dissolved it.
Well, maybe maybe, and this is a suggestion that maybe you could set guidelines and say, we will have 4, 6, or however many people, period. And that, every couple of years that can change. And guidelines of what they,
We just call the people that were on it, see if they still want to be a part of it. If not, then figure out who's going to be on.
And then we'll do the same with makeup.
We can put that together at the house.
And then, and
And refer
also
that to the committee.
building. So, especially if Ronald's asking.
and then what do we do about a house that has profanity written all over it? I know, I mean, when you're driving your kids down the street, it's kind of rough.
Is it the house down by you?
Yeah,
North of the.
Okay.
yeah, I've never been.
This guy is your family.
You'll go to his house, be gone to his house, knock on his door, talk to him. He'll probably get it.
I try, I get no problem trying that, but it's definitely gotta change.
Actually decent to talk to, you're not part of it.
We don't have a city ordinance for it.
What's that?
We don't have a city ordinance for it.
Well, let's
So
make
unless
one.
the county comes and wants to sign to do something, which,
Well, I mean, it's one thing to have a trashy place, but it's another thing to have profanity written on it.
is horrible.
Yeah, that's.
So I don't know if there's,
The same in the name of your daughter.
Very
I mean, you could make a resolution, but your resolution doesn't have any enforcement.
What else?
We
Vicky?
went over this when we were doing workshops on it.
We'll get our code enforcement back in place and,
okay,
you know,
I mean, I get it, I know, I mean, I don't come down here to expect to see the Broadmoor, but there's a point where
I
when you're,
talk to him all the
when you're-
time, and I have a bigger phone, so maybe I can talk to him.
yeah, I mean, when your 9-year-old asks you what that means, it's a little tough.
Yeah, that's why I try to, like,
And then, I mean, everybody I talk to too, I mean, everybody drives by it, and it's like, oh, wow, that's nice.
my kid
learning how to read too, so.
Oh, boy.
Those are the words they catch first.
Yep. The easy one, the 4-letter one.
So I guess that's kind of my thing is I'd like to see, I just need some kind of commitment on the gym one way or the other, and I'm fine either way. I'm not, I'm fine with it. If you guys can't do it now, that's fine.
You're volunteering to sit on the committee too, aren't you?
I would, I'm here to help if you guys need help with anything else.
Good deal.
What's that?
Did you dissolve the
Camp is dissolved, but my line is
Your
still,
line is still there.
yeah. Medina has their own line. But then that's another question for you guys, with this new subdivision. If that's annexed in, is there a line, or will that be a detachment to a
It
line?
will be an extension. of the town.
Okay.
It's all gonna be right there.
Okay. That's even better for me.
Those maps are gonna show you exactly where every line is, so it'll be easier for you guys to plan. Can you find what the 2 buildings?
Right now, there's 2 buildings, and at least 8 houses, but there's the plat that we have drawn up shows that there could be up to 24 houses someday. And then there could be a lot more built. There could be at least 4 buildings if there was that many houses. If there's less houses, then there'd be more commercial buildings.
Say we're all in.
Okay. I guess when's the next meeting
16.
of,
April.
hopefully I can be back by then. Otherwise I'll be at the next, but yeah, if we could just figure out this, the insurance is my concern, because I got a lot of money in this building. We gotta figure out what's- That's enough for one. I got plenty.
We're glad to have you
You
back.
guys are doing a good job. I know it's tough, it's nice. I hope everybody can get along and not take their own. Keep punching through it.
I think we all do.
I think so too.
So we're glad to have you back on our board. I kept telling Eric he's a big target. He needs to come home.
Oh, they love guys like me.
Oh, I'm sure.
All right, well, thank you.
See ya.
Thanks, Jeff.
Yep, thanks, we'll see you.
Sign the number.
So at the end,
Michael, you got anything?
Yeah, I just want to say thanks for filling in that.
we lost video.
That was the maintenance guy. They're doing a good job with the potholes.
Now we lost her. I think she bumped the button. She'll be right back. She was trying to move to a better server spot, I think. And she bumped the button. It's tricky. She's learning. You guys get over there to Savage Broadcasting. Subscribe. She's trying to get to that 50. We're just assisting her with this meeting. She's going to cover a few places over there in the valley. So, yeah, appreciate it, Johnny. She's pretty close to 50, guys. I'm sure we can get her there tonight. So, maybe she can even get in some cop watching and stuff. and everything like that. That'd be kind of cool. But yeah, she needs to be able to go live. All right, here she's back. It's just the building that she's in. It's got metal roofs and shit.
$1 million. I mean, or let's cut it down in half, say $500,000.
Well, that is, you just, are still about our auditor that we hired.
Okay.
He is in the middle of it, and they are trying to get our IRS transfers, which they're having trouble, we have trouble. with it. So as soon as they get those, they will have hopefully W-2s to match up everything, so we can have an absolute number of what we owe. And that's the problem, is everybody keeps jumping all over the place, like we owe the state of Colorado this, then the next time you call, we owe this. And so we'll be able to nail those numbers down. And he told us, and I told everybody before, he thinks that the state will exempt us out of 17, 18, and 19 because of our income and expenses.
Mhm.
We do that, we can start fresh with 20. He said he thinks he has enough to piece together 20.
I respect the work you're doing to fix it, but where was the money?
We don't know. That's what he's trying to figure out.
Okay.
He's got everything that we are here to. So we have it.
You know where I'm coming from. At the 1 year mark of Del Rio, the last mayor's term, I came in here, they caught all the problems that y'all are finding now, minus 2 years extra of it going on. Wish someone would have listened. I got the council to vote. There's gonna be an investigation and an audit. That's where Baker Tilly came from, is because I understand it. Someone can correct me if I'm wrong. So everything I tried to get done 2 years ago, y'all are in exactly the same place they were 2 years ago, doing it almost exactly the same. When should we see something different? Understanding this is not your fault.
Yeah.
This is not your fault or your fault. Either one of y'all were on the council, so it's not like I'm projecting this.
I think, Jay, I think we're quite a few steps ahead of the last council of getting the audit done, actually, because from my recollection, they had no idea. The money was going into the general and being spent however, no allocations, no nothing. So I feel that this council is maybe a couple years ahead of the last one, but at the same time, it's 5 feet or 5 steps forward, 10 steps back when we find other things out, you know, so be patient with us, and we are really trying to get stuff done.
If anyone, I'm the last person to be patient about this, because I've been banging on walls for 3 years about this.
Right.
I gave y'all a year before I even asked the question. To be honest, on day one, I kind of thought maybe you and part of your group were in on it. Some things kind of played out funny. Y'all are doing good work. Keep doing it. Maybe put a little more effort into the books and get in there deep, because somebody's been ripping this town off. Or maybe it's just mismanaged. Maybe it's because we're giving $400 gas checks to one guy while Gary works for free for 5 years. There's an imbalance there. $3,000 on.
And we're finding a bunch of stuff, like, for instance, we had this major water.
Yeah.
We had to pay for it somehow, so we went and asked for some of our marijuana money from the county. We did.
You should, yeah.
And we got it. We got help from them. But we had parts that we had already paid for. When Potter Excavation came, they didn't use those parts. So Ron today, out of the goodness of his heart, takes them back. Even though they charge us to put them back on the shelf, we still got a crap load of money back. You know,
Okay.
because that was money that we had paid out. That never happened before.
I'm aware.
When we came on, there was parts in that shop that had been sitting out there for 3 years. that
$30,000
nobody would
worth.
send back. Am I right? And I was like, send them back. Even if we have to pay a restocking fee, we're still gonna get the money back for them. And that, we need that money. We can't just let money sit out there in the garage and never use it.
Yeah, I've been asking about those parts for
Yeah.
2 years now.
So, but like I say, we did our due diligence today, and I have to say today was a good day because we got most of our money back, you know, of parts that we thought we needed. Potter's like, no, you don't need those. Okay, perfect. We'll take them back. So, I mean, we're doing the little things on the side, and Mark is doing the big things. You know, he's trying to get things to where we can at least see where our money even is. You know?
Yeah, I've seen you in here on Fridays. I have.
We give you credit.
I saw your car, you know, so it's not like we don't acknowledge that you're making effort to do. We just
want more.
we have questions.
And I understand, I want answers too.
Want more too.
I want all of the answers, and I want it to be done, and I want it to be done right, so these girls don't struggle every day just trying to pay the bills.
It sucks too, because when you go into Rocky Ford, you're seeing them putting brand new asphalt down.
Yeah,
You're like, that could be us. You know what I
exactly.
mean? So, yes, I want more, and everybody else on this council wants more. We want nice roads, and sales tax, and property taxes.
The curb,
Put sidewalks in, you know,
Absolutely. A nice
There's
place for
actually-
kids to play.
There's actually someone that contacted me from the state I talked to about it, where, they'll bring somebody in to help write the grant. That way we don't have to, and it won't cost us anything, it's, you know, by the state, so we did touch base with them, and hopefully they can try to find this money. Because that's the big thing is the street, they're terrible.
But we gotta fix the pipes before we can do
Yeah.
anything in the street. It's stuck to fix the street and then
Sure.
dig it up.
and we have a commissioner that's a little more leaning towards us now, a little more easier to work with.
Good.
We're not completely cut off from the commissioners anymore. You know, they're actually wanting to help. You know, because we went to them and said, we're in trouble. We are in trouble. We are gonna lose our water. You know, and they stepped in and helped us, and we greatly appreciate that. But, you know, there's money sitting there. We just have to ask for it, but we have to have a plan for it. So, you know.
Do
and-
we need to start working on how to fix the rest of the pipes in the front?
Well, I actually have a
Or-
meeting. Is that Friday with GMS called last week? GMS is the company that was doing all of the stuff, mapping out the town, and they were gonna come up with a plan. I'm talking to Dana Greenidge now, and she is apparently, before we got here, and you might remember this, because I remember sitting out there and listening to this, there was a grant for $12,500 that was supposed to come to us to help pay for that engineering report. I remember Scarlett sitting there saying, the grant is here, the grant is here. We cannot find anywhere
Well,
where
she
that,
did say they got pulled. They pulled it back.
they pulled it back. And Vicky spent all day today going through bank statements, calling the bank, calling GMS, talking to Dana, talking to everybody. That money never made it to us. So they never finished the engineering report, but they are the ones that are gonna come in and say, look, you have got to replace all of the water lines in Nebraska because they're bad. And they know what needs to be replaced and what doesn't, which is basically everything needs to be replaced. So as soon as we can figure out how to come up with the money for that, they will at least have an engineering report for us to start with. So we know where we need to start, what we need to start.
That's something that we can maybe take a loan out for? Or,
So if we take out a loan, we have to go to the vote of the people in order to take a loan. And I think with the way our money situation is, I don't think that anybody in this town will vote for us to take a loan out. We're a bad risk.
I was just asking, you know,
Just
what do we
saying.
do when they give us the amount? you know?
Yeah,
What do we, how do we
But-
come up with that money?
but we have a connection now to courthouse. You know, maybe they can help us. Because they know what kind of trouble we're in. They came over and looked in that hole. You know, they know we're in bad trouble. And we also, when we have that hole open, we have our tank empty, we have a hole out here, we've got a hole down at Tracy Reese's house, we've got a hole over by my house. You know, it's not like we have one leak. We have got multiple leaks, multiple failures in the system. They're not even leaks, they're just failures in the system. So hopefully this Friday, when I get here, we can start and I can call Dana and see where she's at, see if she can figure out why they pulled that money back. I don't know. I don't remember anything other than, I can remember Scarlett talking about it, but then I never heard another word about it, and Gary doesn't either. Yeah.
Not communicate with Scarlett? I mean, I realize there was a tip, but that was.
Well, I could call her, I guess I could call her, she was out there a little bit ago, I should have just told her over and asked her. Where did it-
I haven't heard her say a negative thing about any of it.
Yeah, so, maybe I'll text her tonight and ask her, what was the deal with GMS? Because she was the one that wanted to rebuild our relationship. She kept saying, talking about rebuilding our relationship with GMS. And I was like, absolutely. Because they're gonna be the ones that are gonna help us. You know, nail down what needs to
And
be
she
done.
really truly did want the better for town, you know, like, she did care, for her sons.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. She's in a metal roof building there, so it's really rough. I'm sure going through StreamYards takes a little toll too. But that's Savage Broadcasting we're watching. She's live at the Sugar City Town Hall where they're leaky. I mean, they've got multiple leaks. Maybe they'll figure it out when the mayor can get time. Small town, guys, 250 people. I mean, 500,000 is a lot of money. Savage Broadcast isn't from this town. She just went there to cover it because these guys don't want to stream anymore. They don't think that they're going to put it on Facebook, Zoom, anything like that. So she's going there to make sure we have coverage, and we appreciate it.
So this is what I have. I have the actual, terms and conditions for that grant. And it says there was no plan ever submitted. Well, that was what we needed the money for, was for the plan. So it's kind of like it's contradicting itself. So when I come in Friday, the first thing I will do is call Dana and say, hey, look, we have this, which I know they have because they signed all of it. And Dola has a copy of it. It's signed by Beulah Messick, and she's the controller for DOLA. And it says that we need to provide DOLA with the project timeline within 120 days. Well, we didn't have a project timeline because we didn't have a project. There's until GMS is done with the 20. We can't have money until we have the project. So let me, first thing I will call Dan and find out what needs to happen to get this done. So be sure and put this out. So this will be my first. Right.
Something that we could help with, or, you know, like have lemonade stands, you know, how that is.
We've got to do something.
Well, we are gonna have an Easter thing on the 12th. You guys come and throw a donation. That donation does come to the town. Any donations we got, they'll come to the town. We did Halloween, it's the fire department, so this is gonna be to the town. So if you guys wanna come and donate, that's perfect. That's what we're trying to do for the town.
That's where there's a lot of pieces that are in play. They're just not really out there. I mean, we haven't really, because we really don't have an answer.
That's fair. I get it if you've got, as long as you've actually got people looking, you're aware that there's really a serious problem. It's not a few grand. It's a lot.
It's a lot of money. I've heard all of these numbers, and of course on Facebook, all these numbers are flying around that this number's missing. How do these people know this? I don't know the actual, we don't know the actual answer of what's been mismanaged.
A lot of my numbers come from, I still talk to the Viva, and for a while there, I asked her a million questions that no one else was asking. And stupid questions and in-depth questions and finances that once she didn't work here anymore, it didn't matter. She explained to me things that had gone on and where certain monies went. And a lot of the monies can be accounted for, not very well. And there's a year time frame there where there's a big hole, but you wouldn't hear that. I understand where a lot of it between overtime at the trash company, mismanagement by, we spent $3,000 on speed bumps one month because one of the council members wanted it. They went in for 1 month and then they came back out, $3,000 disappeared.
And they didn't get sent back, did they?
And there's a lot of that. The $30,000 worth of plumbing.
Yeah, they're in the park.
They are getting used as
Now.
a park.
Well, they are now, but
We
that was
repurposed them.
3 years ago. You
Repurpose.
know,
They're parking stuff.
we, for a while there, we burned money like we had it.
Oh, yeah,
Uh,
we thought we had money and we didn't.
We did. I mean, at that time, they were trying to buy that trust plant down there. It was 140, 180, something, you
Some
know?
outlandish number for a building.
And what if we'd have got stuck with that debt?
Yeah.
And now, we,
Exactly.
we can't carry that. It's not y'all's fault. My last question, and we can get onto this the next visit if you want. For a while, the trash company wasn't the financial side and the hourlies weren't as, focused on as they could have been. No one's fault, a lot of big business. We didn't actually hire someone specifically for that task that knew how to run a trash company. Are we getting back to where we're having monthly P&Ls and more of a functional idea of where our money is going with the trash?
Well, we don't have a P&L yet because we are switching. to QuickBooks.
Okay.
So Vicky is moving stuff slowly, trying to get in there, get it correct. I will tell you that Gary and I have been signing checks, Cody's been out a lot, so I don't think he's seen, you haven't seen Brandon payroll happening. I am watching payroll overtime, like, there is minimal overtime that goes into anything.
In my opinion, a lot of that missing money is actually just
Overtime, I believe that.
I've never got to see the
absolutely
numbers to count them, but I think if you look there, you're gonna find a couple hundred grand.
If you only make $20 an hour, every minute that you're overtime, it's $35 an hour, $30 or $35 an hour, that it racks up.
Fast.
But I will tell you that we have some trash guys that don't even do 80 hours.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm watching it, and like our town guys, they pretty much stay, I mean, unless we have something major go on, like we did 3 weeks ago, we don't have hardly any overtime. They're right at their 80. And, and if it's Thursday and you've got your 80 hours, they call me, I'm like, go home. If we
Right.
need you, we'll call you.
Great.
We don't need you sitting down here entertaining everybody. I need you to be either working if there's something going on, or not charging my clock overtime because you're sitting around not doing anything.
Thanks.
So,
That has been a bleed in this town.
Yeah.
For at least 4 years.
so our overtime is minimal. I would say there's probably, maintenance is gonna be a little high this coming week. But we are,
That's warranted, all that.
until everything is fixed, because Potter, they work long hours. Those guys, they're there to work. They work 12 hours a day. But, I would say we probably have 10 hours, maybe, pay period of overtime, and that's company-wide.
Right.
So we have basically done away with overtime.
Then I give you guys credit. Not that it matters coming from me, but I give
I pull my hair out, but it's okay.
you volunteered for this.
I know. I was like, what was I thinking? So, okay, anything else? Okay.
Trustee reports, who wants to go first?
Eric? I would make Eric go first.
Well, we got the main water leak fixed at the park or on the highway in Nebraska. Tomorrow I will get back with Potter Excavation and see if they're gonna give us a bid for doing the water tank. Other than that, Gary and I and the new guy, Mike, has got the wells working real well. And, everything seems to be under control right at this point, until we have another major catastrophe, which I hope we don't have. Other than that, with the water that we're pumping right now, compared to what we have been pumping, I'm predicting that we will probably be cutting our acre feet in almost half through the coming years.
Yeah.
If our leaks get fixed like they are. That's about it for me.
Yeah, I don't say, saying up things, you're right, doing new guy, he's a worker, he's a go-getter. And it doesn't take him long to pick something up. So I'm impressed, that's quite a crew when they get going.
Yep. Good. And you were thinking of the other one. I called Vicky up, said no, it was the beer. Is the
Yeah.
one that left.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you said David.
What, you said call me David or DeVere, so I never
couldn't see.
remembered DeVere.
Fight with me, I guess, I don't know what it was.
He was allergic to shovel.
Oh.
Sorry, so, we forgot to put clerk report on there, but we have a application for a building permit. It's really just a carport.
Yeah, that was why Rick was in. He
Is
did,
it for?
it's a new resident down here in Colorado.
Do we have to have it because a carport's not considered a permanent structure?
Exactly, he just wants to dot his i's and cross his t's and make sure that it is a movable stuff.
Is he putting it up? Is he for himself, his own, himself?
I don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Where he's buying, we might be putting it up for.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's a company putting it up for the gentleman. He was just called, as the building inspector to make sure that everything, because what he was concerned with is it comes right up to the road. And so, but I know our fire chief was
Yeah.
in the
That's
office.
the only thing I was concerned about, I've seen several people do it on car accidents.
No, it's actually a professional.
I would just make sure property line.
Yeah, it's inside the property line, inside the sidewalk, inside where all the other fences are down through there. But it's supposed to be a 30-foot setback, so that's why he
30 feet back would be clear to the house.
from center of the road.
Oh, consider that, then probably should. be okay.
Yeah.
I know they were
It's right
concerned.
on the line, it's a portable.
Yeah.
something,
So I would
movable
just,
something,
I would
so.
just make sure that the address is on this in this file. And
So he doesn't need a permit or anything?
yes,
Oh, that's a gentleman.
oh, that's it, yours?
That's his house.
On that person, and I measured it, it's about 38 feet from the center of the road to the first line on the inside of the walkway.
Perfect.
Okay, so you're well within the 35 feet there, within the property line. Just like the man said, there's, people that got fences that far extend that.
Perfect.
That's
And it's a
exactly what
temporary
it is.
structure, I had it, built out 12 feet, heavier unit than they normally sell.
Okay.
Really proud.
Okay, it looks perfect. And this is exactly what you should have turned in. This is perfect. So we'll just have her file this and you're free to build your carport.
And he
Oh,
doesn't.
can I get a copy? They say they want
Oh, yeah,
something in writing before they do anything.
okay, cool.
I'll
So
make,
the
I'll
company
get
wants a
something
permit,
together.
yeah. say so, right?
Oh, okay.
Oh, they just want a note saying that
They're
it's,
okay.
yeah.
So just something on the.
She'll issue you like a permit with no fee, saying that it's okay because it's a non-permanent structure.
Whatever way you wish to do it.
You got that?
And I know, Rick just
I'm
wanted
all
you guys
for,
to
yeah,
know.
okay, if you.
Can I ask a question to clarify on that? He just said Google. Scott got to move one in and put in concrete without a building permit. So, is that,
Yeah, it's still the same thing,
I had a question because I wanted to do the same thing.
you have to be able to move it. Not, so, concrete pads don't need a permit.
Awesome. I was actually wanting to ask that question.
Yeah,
Awesome.
as long as it's not in the right of way, you know.
And me and you already talked about that.
I'm gonna move my car for something. Concrete.
Absolutely.
And then Rick just wanted me to let you guys know that, we're looking at granting costs, and it won't increase the ability of the fire department, should something happen, they would just have it. Oh, they will get out to do, yeah. So,
Yeah.
we wanted
We
you to
get
know
in.
that. Yeah, so,
We got this new thing too, so we can.
Yeah, it's called.
One more five or forty, by some miracle. We
Send
got
that paper.
the 200, which means we have 484 acres that we're gonna have. We're probably gonna have to use 120 to 130 to cover our augmentation for this last year's pumping. But even that's gonna leave us probably paying about $1,000 for having too much there. We're only allowed 264 before we have to pay a fee, which is $4.85 an acre. Right at $1,000.
Can that be used? Can we use it on our parks, or sometimes, whatever we want?
We have it to augment with,
So
we
let's-
can pump right out
let's
of
use it
it.
while we got it.
Use it on that grass over there.
It's not gonna last long.
But the real point to that is we're gonna save
A lot.
half of what we've been pumping already. So we are sitting well in the water area.
Which in turn is gonna be. By a lot.
So, augmentation covered for a while. I just had 50 apply for 50 acre feet this year. Because we are setting so high, but some miracle, they give us the whole 200.
That's amazing.
We got a month.
The thing is, the snowpack don't have, they got too much delay right now. They need to make it.
That's right. And it's time for us to get us augmented. We're supposed to do it all along as it goes and it never gets, so somebody needs to get a hold of them. Go ahead and get it sent. Kansas way.
The only thing I got is the Easter thing is, the 12th. Everybody's welcome. Figure City, we got a donation, thank you for your donation.
I got markers and eggs for your wife, because I thought I was choosing to be here tonight.
Oh, we had soccer practice, all 4 of our kids are in soccer, so
But I'll
it's
get 'em-
all day
get 'em
long
from
over
you
there.
before you leave.
You
Okay.
can always, we can always take them up here, so if anybody does have any, we can store them up here for now, so that when they want to do that, they can just come up with them.
I think she
I
crap box
so.
that she.
Yeah, because Melissa has some-
I would just do like prizes or potluck, bring
Not
Five
cooking
food.
anything,
Oh, we had a good time.
yeah, we have a lot of,
no cooking anything, just everybody brings it.
yeah. And then just bring a prize for kids, whatever age, basket. Piece of candy, it don't matter. Prizes for kids. We're gonna have sack races, whole bunch of stuff.
We'll find out time.
We need to start the motor on the park here.
Not on 12.
We got folks, we're close, I can consider it, I'm gonna have them mow it and turn everything up, ready and cleaned up. Either in this week or
We probably need 2 more plans.
yeah, I should have something around to put it out, and I've got everything together, except I probably need 2 more bags of fertilizer to go on it.
Where you getting
As I
that?
see, I think they got it in Art Valley last time.
Is
but-
there the Parks and Rec? under
Yes,
that?
yeah, absolutely.
Conservation trust,
Yep, conservation trust, yep.
and that money is set. But there's not much. but there's
So,
enough.
they're ready to oversee the fertilizer and kind of thing, but on when the weather is right.
After this.
Yeah, it's supposed to rain. We need the rain though, it's good. No, no, cool. That's all I got.
We have a couple things. Since we are trying to organize and we're moving to a new system, I have talked to Rob. And, I have seen Robin's filing system and I know how she works. Was wondering if we could hire Robin a couple days a week, to come back and organize that file and try to find. I have got 5 things that I have got to get in that are imperative. She was gonna be our treasurer, but it just didn't work out. I think she would be fantastic at organizing, but, yeah. I got, our loan, USDA loan at, Los Animas. She's gonna be here the 11th. She's wanting, how many pages is there? Like 100 pages to that she needs, that we are supposed to have on file that we cannot find. Yeah. Yeah, because that's a revolving loan, we can't afford to lose that. I need that found, we need to get our maps all together and all in one place so that when we have a major problem, we come in and get the map and go. We got, there's just, everything's just in a box or in a file, it's not filed in file order or anything. And it makes me crazy. I know, but with all of this stuff, the USDA grant, the stuff from GMS, the stuff with the augmentation that I was trying to do last week, I have a grant from the commissions with Vicky City, she wants me to fill out the upper water lines. And I thought, there's something else I thought that maybe coming up that has to be filled out and done, and I'm thinking, I just need somebody to go in there and finding this stuff, getting it filed like building permits. You go to look for a building permit in there, there might be half of them over here in this drawer and half of them over here in this drawer, and some might be in the box, and, nothing is filed together like it should be.
You'd like find a couple from 2016.
Yeah,
You need a motion.
yes, I do need a motion for that, and a wage, what we would like to pay for that. I don't even think she even cares about pay. But
Nothing for free.
I know.
How many days?
Whatever you guys think, 2 or 3 days a week. Just until it's cleaned up and done. Because, she's getting ready to have her shoulder operated on too, so we have to consider that. But it's down the road, but she has all these appointments on.
What do you think?
What is it, Vicky, Monday and Tuesday, she has appointments?
Yeah, she usually works on Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And I told her we could, because I talked to her, but she asked me if it would help, and we can work around her if she does something. Sure,
you think,
she has
Jerry?
her service.
Can be part-time too,
So even if you're up for 15, it's only 2% off the minimum wage.
Not part-time.
Not part-time. So, okay, I will call, if you guys will make a motion to approve that. or you did?
Miss Cindy, any insight on the extent of the fire that
What fire?
that destroyed the records?
I have no idea what you're talking
Okay. Just
about. We didn't
clarifying.
have a fire.
Okay.
Are you talking about the 6 boxes that were burned?
I'm not sure exactly. It's just there was a fire, it burned records.
I will, he motioned, I'll second the motion to hire.
There was a fire here. But it was,
No records.
All in favor?
Aye.
I will call Robin tonight, talk to her. And hopefully we can get that done. Yes, we do. We have 10 brand new filing cabinets. We put files in all of them. Oh. Okay, we have 9 filing cabinets.
When Caitlin did get theirs set up, she started taking stuff, not putting it in yet. We have, I started 24s and 25. I've been separating, but I only started in April, so 24 is half the year, but 25 was.
Start.
Yeah, and it looks a lot better because now I can actually say, go to this drawer, this is where the stuff for 25.
And when we get ready to pull the stuff that's in the mark for 24, we can just go to that drawer. This is 24, pull it all out, put it in the box and save it. And it's all there. So.
Copy, yeah.
For the most part, I have 2 copies of each thing since I started and taken over in 24, so we still have our files because we're trying to get, well, yeah. So, but yeah, there's multiple copies.
The only other thing is that cemetery, so that was the cemetery. And, Michael, do you want to come up here? He's like, oh my God. So this is your first week, right? Or second week?
First full week.
First full week, and
Everything's going good. We're handling stuff and
Okay.
we're all working as a team pretty good.
oh, good, I'm glad to hear it. So, the only thing I want to tell you is we start thinking about cemetery. Memorial Day is gonna be here before we know it.
Right.
And so, the fencing, you might want to wait for a week or 2 until the wind puts blowing. I thought it was done blowing, but apparently it's not. So, and then we'll start on that, but, we kind of have we should do this, and this.
Right.
So, I mean, we won't just.
So
throw it out
we're
there.
taking care of a bunch like priority stuff right now, so I'm
Okay.
getting these leaks handled. And then we're gonna start.
Okay, wonderful.
All right.
Anything else?
a great job.
Appreciate it. Thank
So,
you.
thank you, we appreciate it.
How would you feel about writing down like a past record of what you've done, and then when we have a meeting, you say, hey, I've done this, or come to the meetings and say, I've done this, that, and the
All
third?
right.
Whichever you prefer.
I have a form out there for that. I just do not want to drown and everything all at once. I already have plans. for
Okay.
Get with Gary.
Get with Gary.
I
Gary knows what he's
I
talking
see Gary quite
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gary's our go-to guy.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Michael,
You're
we
Doing good
appreciate it.
too.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
And that's all I have.
Motion to adjourn.
Eric, give the thumbs up.
Oh, yeah. He doesn't say too much.
Gary and then Ron.
We have a new deal. And it's hard stuff. Yeah.
I know, I've seen your truck, it's flying pretty good.
Oh, man, and I had my airbags.
I know, I kept looking.
I could go 65 because.
Yes, they did adjourn. They are adjourned.
I couldn't hear them.
Eric was doing the thumbs up.
Yeah, you got here right at the end, Gary. All right, guys.
Hi, crew.
I'm gonna end this stream. We appreciate y'all being here. You guys get over there. Check out Savage Broadcasting on YouTube. Subscribe. And we'll catch you guys in the next one.
There was a rumor, not about a fire in the building, but that one of the council members